Okay, I wanted to put together a short screen recording on the process of life cycle costing. Okay, so the idea here is that life cycle costs equal the cost to buy plus the cost to install plus the cost to maintain plus the cost of energy and also the cost to replace. And what I've done here is provided a very simple example of replacing a simple office light. Okay, so it's reached a point where in my office I've got one light fixture and it needs to be replaced. And I have an option between an incandescent or an LED light bulb. Okay, both of those options, they have a different cost to buy. Okay, so you can see here in column B, the incandescent light bulb is 60 cents for the unit and the LED light is $5. No cost to install, because I'm going to do it myself. No cost to maintain as well. They're just light bulbs. Okay, so the cost to buy, cost to install, cost to maintain, 60 cents for the incandescent bulb, $5, so significantly higher for the LED light. Okay, the energy rating of the light, if you know anything about lighting, this is often the kind of low-hanging fruit, especially around environmental sustainability initiatives for various organizations, is LED light retrofits. Okay, so an incandescent light bulb, 60 watts energy rating versus an LED requires only 15 watts. Okay, what I'm looking to do, I've provided a kind of like a time span, a duration. I'm looking at 1 year. Okay, so I'm looking to conduct this life cycle costing for 1 year. Okay, so the energy consumption for 1 year is around 3,000 hours worth of office lighting. Okay, so 60 watts times 3,000 hours, 18,000 watt hours, and that's converted into 18 kilowatts of electricity needed for the incandescent. And then for the LED, similar process, 15 watts times 3,000 hours of usage is 7,500 watt hours, which is converted into 7.5 kilowatt hours. Kilowatt hours is important because that's the the unit of price of electricity. Okay, so it's 9 cents, and that's standard obviously across both. That's just the standard utility rate for 1 kilowatt hour of electricity. Okay, so what you need to do now is cost of energy for 1 year, so 3,000 hours. Okay, so for the incandescent bulb, okay, that's 18 multiplied by 0.09 to give me $5.40. Okay, that's the cost of electricity to power the incandescent light bulb for the year for that 3,000 hours of lighting needed. For the LED, obviously, it requires less watts per hour. Okay, so in fact it's 7.5 kilowatt hours across the year, that 3,000 hours. So 7.5 multiplied by 0.09, the price of electricity for each kilowatt hour. So 68 cents is the electricity cost of energy for the LED light bulb. Okay, all right, so now I've got the cost to buy, cost to install, cost to maintain, and the cost of energy. The last section is the cost to replace. Okay, so each light bulb has a lifespan. The life of each bulb in hours here is the incandescent bulb. You can get roughly 1,000 hours out of that bulb versus the LED light, you can get 10,000 hours out. Okay, so given that I need 3,000 hours of lighting across the year, okay, that means that I actually need 3 total bulbs, incandescent bulbs across the year. I'm buying 1 at the beginning of the year, and that's factored in terms of the cost to buy. But I need another 2, okay, because after 4 months and then after 8 months, that bulb's going to die and I'm going to need to replace it. So I need to buy another 2 units at 60 cents for $1.20 in terms of replacement costs. However, the LED light bulb has a life of 10,000 hours. Okay, so I won't need to. There are no replacement costs for the LED option across the year. In fact, it wouldn't be until the beginning of year 4, based on 3,000 hours of lighting each year, that I would need to replace. Okay, so now I have my cost to buy, cost to install, cost to maintain, cost of energy, and cost to replace, and I add all of those up. Okay, so for the incandescent bulb, the life cycle cost to own and operate the bulb for 1 year is $7.20. All right, versus the life cycle cost to own and operate the bulb for 1 year is $5.68. Okay, so while I'm originally, and this is one of the main stumbling blocks of sustainability initiatives, is often you need a more substantial upfront expense, all right, with the cost to buy. So the LED light bulb in this case was $5 versus just 60 cents for the incandescent bulb. All right, that might be prohibitive, but what it's showing here is that actually over a year, it costs less overall to own and operate the LED light bulb than it does to own and operate the incandescent bulb. In fact, you need 3 different incandescent bulbs because of the lifespan of that unit across that particular reporting period. So that's a very basic way in terms of how to kind of understand over a given amount of time the kind of life cycle costs of owning and operating different kind of products, infrastructure, etc.